Alright, and I have returned. So, straight back into it. I did a little bit of adjusting. I erased the background lines that were behind Callie so that it didn't cause any overlap. So, now, immediately on to Ame. I will start with an outline. Let's see. Right. Need to change the color of the pen. Right. So, for the outline, that's a fine thickness. And then I think this pose should be good enough. What I've got the doll doing. Now, the one major thing to consider, well, the one major thing for me to consider is how this box is going to work. So then, since perspective is hard, wait. I know how to do this. What is it? Shift Alt? No. I know there's a way to just make straight lines. It's not Shift. Well, it is a straight line. I guess I was just trying to make it conform to a grid. That's fine. Okay. It's going to have to be fairly large box, because I want it to mimic a dirt block. It's fine being small. It doesn't matter that much. Just needs to be large enough for Ame to stand on. There we go, good enough. Alright then. Now, how to make this work in perspective? Because I don't fully know. Let's see. So starting there, I'm assuming it should be on the same angle as... Or no, everything's moving towards a vanishing point. That's how art works. So if I do this, I can find the vanishing point. Right there. So if I do this, and then this, this should make a shape that works. If I am using my vague knowledge of art correctly. This should be making a box that works with the background. Okay. Now I have to erase all of the extraneous lines. There we are. Oh, too much erasing. Okay, I can drop the size down now. Just get this in details. But I think that should do it. I should probably have worked on some details with Kiara so that, you know, filled in a bit more, but it's fine for now. It's still very interesting to me how far I improved in a single drawing. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about that. Okay, so I need a reference image for Ame. So let me bring that up. Huh. She's an American watercolorist, well known for her work in Martha's Vineyard. Well, not anymore. Sorry, but your useful contributions to society have been overwritten by an anime girl. Okay, that one works. In fact, that's the official reference image. See, out of all of them, I feel like her clothes are honestly the most complicated. Because Callie's have a lot of little details, but Amelia just has 50 different pieces of clothing on at once. There we go, look at this. The hat, the jacket that's sort of hanging off, a shoulder cape, underclothes. It's very detailed. Alright. Well then. I do really need this on a second monitor. That would be so helpful. Alright, well. First things first, I'm actually going to have to start from a feet up approach. So then, let me raise up this figure. So I want her to be standing on two opposite corners of the box, sort of balancing. So. Wish I could place this on an angle. So then that sort of matches the perspective of the box. So that will be the base of the foot, which then goes up into the line of the leg. Oh, feet are difficult. People always talk about how difficult hands are to draw, but I have never been able to get feet good. I'm just going to make this layer the box. And put her on her own new layer. So this will be the Ame outline. Alright. And for this, I'll just do just body shape. She doesn't need the outline of her clothes in all of this. Alright, so let me just draw like that. Oh, no, this is too small now. This box needs to be bigger. I know how to do that. Go onto the box layer. all... Let's see, move and resize. Let's just beef up this box a little. Move it back down into place. Right around there, seems good. All right. And deselect. All right, that's a bit better. The box is noticeably lower res now, but that's fine. Alright, so foot goes like this. Oh, line of leg comes up like this. Oh, yeah, this is gonna have to go through some revision for sure. And then front leg is on the front end of the box. Oh, no. Because if I do it that way, it looks like she's sort of tipping off of the box. So I want it more like this, I think. Oh. There we go. The outline of the leg. Alright. There we go, like this. Alright, and her arms are behind her back. Come out sort of at a flat angle. So that means that I always forget that body shapes aren't just rectangles. Or like this. Arms sort of go straight down, slightly angled outwards, and then back in like this. Perfect. Oh, that's a bit too wide at the elbow. No. No. There we go. That's a bit better. This. And like that. Alright. So now, let's see. How do her shoulders slope? Fairly straight line. But that's probably her jacket also. I wonder if I can't find a reference of her without the jacket. Let's see. This image is a bit small, but it'll have to do. This up. There we are. Okay. Now her shoulders are fairly straight line. Alright. That's pretty simple then. So like this. Or like that. This, and does she have, yes, she does have a toothpick thick neck. Like most anime girls. head shape, sort of similar to Callie's. The pointed chin, and then the obtuse angle at the cheeks. Okay, but where is it on her neck? Okay. So. Well, that's a bit better. Oh, no. That would be a monstrously large head. It needs to be, let's see, in relation to her torso. Let's see. Yeah, her entire torso is about 2 heads tall. Alright. So it should be in total around this large. Let's not do that. That looks horrifying. Try and... Okay, this feels a bit more sensible. Alright. That's about good. It's a bit rounder at the top. See, but I think the chin and jawline is pretty good at that point. She doesn't have a very tall head, it's very round. It needs to be to fit her very large detective brain. Also, if you hear any sounds, I say as if there's anyone listening. If any sounds are heard at this point in the video, my cat is grooming himself fairly close to the mic. Alright. And I wanted her head to be at a slight slant. Fix that. There we go. That looks about right. Deselect. Yes. Alright then. Connect lines that need connecting. Let's have her looking slightly downwards. Right. See, her eyes are very simple oval, almost. Okay, well. Right. Oh. This was all on the box layer. Whatever. You know what? I'm renaming the box layer to the outline layer. And I'm gonna trace over the box on the new box layer. I was surprised that it didn't have any issues with 2 layers being named the same thing. Unless I misspelled outline on one of them, which is entirely possible. Okay, so, yep, that's outline. Now onto box. It's fine that the box looked a bit off, especially at the corners, because now it's part of the sketch layer, so it won't exist forever. Okay, let's just hide the outline. That looks serviceable. Alright then, let's get her hair in. Or should we do her face first? This. Let's see. Oh, I also have to consider the hat. And the monocle, I guess. But that's far less pressing. Her face is fairly non-intrusive in her hair. So I think I'll do the hair first. Yeah. Okay. Most of this is going to be hidden by her clothing anyways. So a lot of the detail of the pose will be a bit missed. But that is fine. So, hair. Okay. On that side it swoops into cover, and on the other side it's... Yeah, so the right side of her face has more hair covering it than the left side, which also has the monocle. Her hair comes down to just above shoulder height, but that's mostly hidden by her collar anyways. Alright then. Man, I do just need this up on a separate monitor so I don't have to keep tabbing back and forth. Okay, I think actually the first thing that I should draw is the hat. So, the hat comes up to almost the very top of her head. So it's around here, because this is the line below which the eyes are at. But her forehead is much larger than what I drew here. So this is actually more like the line of the hat right here. So maybe I'll just lower it a bit. So this will be around where the hat covers. Okay. Let's just erase, or no, not erase. Reduce the opacity of the outline so that it's more of a guide now. Okay, so in fourths, the hat becomes plaid. Let's see. Oh. Back onto the hair layer. So, this is the brim of the hat. And that is the delineation between the lines. Although I feel like the interiors should be a much thinner brush. Alright, well, time to get pixel perfect again, because I never learn. incapable of learning from my own mistakes. Oop. There we go. Let's get that back down. Get back to the hair layer. So, there is the brim of the hat. There we go. Now, the cap portion. And since she is facing slightly to the side, the partitions of where the hat is plaid and is not plaid are separated. And there's the bow atop the hat. Looks something like this. The ribbons have a flared end. So like this sort of thing. All right. Okay, so that is the visor completed. Let's see, her hair is also going to include her face. That's fine. Or the outline of her face. Probably not her face details. So then, out from under the brim of her hat, you have her hair. Her hair should probably have an outline in, this brownish color. So let's get a pick and start doing some hair outlines. It comes just above her eye level. And her hair is very thin strands. And then halfway above her eye it splits to going outwards for a little bit. So that would be around here. Split off to the other side. Before curving back in and covering a small portion of her face. Like this. Okay, face shape should be its own layer. Never mind. New layer. Rename it. To her face. Alright then. Alright then. Now if we hide hair, there's the line of her face. Okay. So now back onto hair. Erase the face outline that I did. Perfect. Alright, now I can continue onwards without worrying about things overlapping. And hair goes above face layer. That overlaps a bit too much. Okay. And then the hairlines. Okay, so they come all the way back up to the hat. Hat should probably come off her face a bit more then. Yeah, because here's like the line of her face. Yes, this conforms a bit too tightly to her skull. Although this is ostensibly skull tight at the brim, at least. Ah, that's my problem. I have it going straight into it when it should be out a little bit more. That makes sense. Okay. Let's pick back to black. Have it come out more like that. And that way it would cover more of the ribbon. So let's get some erasing in here. Let's increase the width of the hat. No. No. I don't need it to go outwards. I just need it to not go inwards. That's somewhat better. I think the problem lies in there. Yes, that's a bit better. Okay. Let's get some detail erasing in then. And like that. Perfect, perfect. I say perfect as if it actually is. Better, I guess, is the word to use in this situation. Alright, back to hair. Let's see, strand can go more like that. And her hair will be falling a bit more to the side, naturally, since her head is tilted. Alright. Her hair still curves inwards. Okay, so the main outside line shouldn't curve in until the bottom. There should be ancillary hairlines that are also curving. Let's see. How does this look? Okay, it's hidden behind the jacket, so I guess I shouldn't be too worried about how this looks. Let's just create the lines so that it's more complete when it comes back up. Okay. So that's that side of her head hair, or head's hair. Now then, the other side. Okay, so there's a gap, and it's then all off to the left. They're a lot thinner on this side as well. Let's see. Yep, she has very loose strands coming out of the side of her hat. So let's just get that sort of impression there. And then hairlines, and her hair does cover a bit of her face. This side of the head is a bit difficult. Also because her head is tilted, so it changes the perspective a bit. I guess it should be more like this. Yes, with a couple lines in there to denote hair gaps. Okay. And there are bits that come out from underneath like this. And now I can sort of shortcut the rest of it. Sort of thing. And once again, this will mostly be covered by jacket, so there's no real need to go into large amounts of detail with it. Alright then. That is hair done. Yeah, I think that looks good enough. So now I can move on to her face. So I'm also going to drop down the opacity of that a bit less than the outline, since it's still fairly relevant to the rest of her face. And now, eyes and mouth. So then, general, gentle slope. The eyes. Nope, I'm on the hair layer. Face, please. Top of the eyes is a soft slope. There we go. Yes, it becomes thicker in the middle though. All right. And there are thin lines on the outside and around the base, like that. Other than that, it's just very large pupils. Such. Very large irises, very small pupils. Like that. Okay. Now then, time to get eye color in. The bottom half is a much lighter blue. Again, because I am unfamiliar with this program and don't understand that I should have made my canvas bigger from the beginning, I am unfortunately stuck with working pixel by pixel. If I had known this was going to happen, I wouldn't have changed off of MS Paint. Okay. Then there is a pink band. There we go. Now time to pixel spot things in again. Make that the rest of her iris. I'll do it on the same symmetry and whatnot. Now I can darken in the top. Now I can pull back. And yes, that does look like her eyes. Now then, the nose is once again a very small dot. Oh. And let's see. I prefer her open-faced smile to her closed-faced smile. It's a bit more true to form for her. So then... that's a bit more accurate. Let me hide the outline. Yeah, that looks right. And then we have the line of her teeth like that. And then the inside of her mouth. Color pick. And fill. Close the lines. There we go. Filled. And that's the inside of her mouth. I will get the corners where it's darker. Oh, still on fill. I meant to pick. Now I can fill in the darker portions at the corners of her mouth. I think that should be a bit redder. Let's up the red, which I assume there is a way to do. Yes. There we go, that looks a bit better. Okay. Now then, let me just grab her skin tone and add that in. Let's see what happens. Ha ha ha! Everything is Ame. Everything is Ame's skin now. Nope. I knew that would be a mistake as soon as I tried it. Alright. Well then, that'll go on a separate layer. Her skin tone. For now, I'll just leave her transparent. Okay, well, her hair can stop being slightly transparent. Now then, I should probably move on to her body proportions at this point. Well, simple times have ended. Now it's time to move on to the insanity that is her clothes. Alright. It's a black outline, very simple. Good. Alright, so starting from here. Oh, should not be part of the hair layer. Hair is done. New layer. Rename it. Right. Very wide collar. Right. Wide collar that drops down like this. On both sides. Okay, that's actually a bit too wide. I'm gonna have to keep referring back to this every 5 seconds. Okay, it's sort of shaped like a diamond that would meet around the center of her chest. I can cut that back in there, that back in there. Oh dear, my cat's about to fall off of his perch. Looks like I've just given her slightly smaller arms. Right, like that. Oh, this has to be the most stressful part of drawing her. Like that. And like that. Okay. Now these lines rejoin around here. In fact, they almost meet up with the collar itself. There we go, a bit thinner. Okay, okay. And then the line of differentiation here is shading. Something I am not able to replicate. Alright then, so neck comes out like this. And then second collar, because she has a collared shirt underneath her jacket. Okay, so let's see, does her neck get... Okay, her neck does not get notably wider. Oops. Definitely not how I portrayed it. So, more of a straight line down and a slight outwards. Oh, that's too giraffe-like for me. Need to make it shorter. Go. And that curves in like that. We have a collar that comes out and around like this. No, more of a sharp angle there. There we go. That looks right. Okay. But, down. These clothing designs are probably the most stressful part of drawing any of these girls. Alright, yes, yes, and then curves out into the shoulders. Which continues slightly higher than where they entered and sloped downwards. Okay, so now I'm going to want to, let's see, kind of just want to hide the hair so that I can get an accurate look at that. reduce the opacity of the outline even further to around that level. Okay, that looks good. Huh, there's no actual break here. So this isn't a button-up, it's just a shirt with a collar. Interesting. Right, and there is a clasp that holds her jacket together. Around here. Just erase this so that it looks a bit more consistent. Alright. I may as well get the tie in now. Oh no, it's much higher up. Okay. I've got some reorganizing to do. Because it covers the lapels here even. So it's much higher up. So like that. I've just sort of gotten the perspective wrong on a lot of this. Alright, that's fine. Zoom in so that I can get the tie. Like that. And then it continues outwards from the bottom of this. A bit too wide. There we go. Oh, it is wide. Stop doing that. It is wide because the bottom is very flat. There we are. And I can get the details on the tie when I'm actually coloring. So then the clasp sort of brings the jacket in so that it moves outwards from where it's connected. And this is just the cape, which goes... See, it's very hard to tell where anything is. I assume her hip line is around here, which means that her skirt comes up to around solar plexus level. Very high skirt. Alright, so skirt line around here. Yeah, that is a very high skirt. Or perhaps I've just drawn an exceptionally long torso. Although it doesn't feel too extreme. Everything seems to be fairly well proportioned. Perhaps the style is different. Okay, but it comes down past this a fair bit. So to around here, I would say. Alright, and her arms aren't raised at all, they're hidden behind her back. So they're actually sort of just hidden behind the cape from this perspective. Because her elbow joint is here, and they're just sort of behind her back. So arms are just hidden. Although they won't be on my drawing. So like this. And then cape comes out. that. Alright. Ah, and the cape sort of does a... it's very difficult to tell what that even is. How do things connect? I need her 3D model. Also, what is this? Does she have katanas on her back? Or is that like a bow? Or is it a belt? I think they might be... Yes. So for the purposes of this drawing, since I don't know what these are or how they work, I'm going to pretend that they don't exist. Okay, but the cape is not simply a cape, and it doesn't stop at the elbows. It continues past because it's longer on the back than it is on the front. So if I do this sort of thing and I continue onwards, how low does it go? To around mid-thigh. Alright. So mid-thigh, I will draw the base of the cape like this. Right. These lines are sort of like that. And they connect onto the rest of the cape. I think that's how it works. Let's see, but how does this under one work? Is this also a part of it? It looks like it might be. Because this is also the sleeves. Okay. So there is the jacket part that has sleeves, and then there is a cape which is clasped onto the jacket, it looks like. Oh, these details. This is killing me. Okay, well, let's just get these arms in. Okay, so where does that arm come out of that cape? Does it do like this sort of thing? Okay, so I guess it should do this to make sense. So it should do the same thing on the other side. Since she is standing fairly flat. And I don't have to worry about perspective too much. Right, yes, and elbows are at around hip height, so that makes sense. Actually, wait. Sort of. Alright. Let's hide this temporarily. That looks fine. Alright, so then skirt. Her skirt. Oh, no, her skirt and her jacket are two separate entities. I should also have this come in a bit more. Doesn't move out that far. Like that. That sort of thing. Alright, and this is the line of the skirt. And then slightly wider than the inner line of her jacket is slightly further out. So I'm going to do this, like that. And that is the line of her jacket. And that goes to lower than her skirt. Okay, and how far does her skirt go in comparison to this? Shorter. So this will reach a midpoint, at which point it'll curve back around. Okay. And this is behind her arms. Or no, it's in front. Because her arms are behind her body. I've just made a troubling discovery. Okay. So where's the bottom of her skirt line? Round here. So that'll be the bottom of her skirt line. Okay, I'm gonna have to move the bottom of her cape down a bit more. Because skirt line, jacket line, cape line, just below it. So jacket line will come to around here. Wish I hadn't undone that. Okay, no. Jacket. Slightly longer than the skirt. Okay, okay. And then cape, just barely longer than the jacket. Okay, okay. Now, time to do some fine detail brushing up. Skirt line should not cover the jacket. There we go. Oh. And again, skirt line should not cover the jacket. All right. So then, legs come out of the skirt and over the cape. Okay. Got it. So, body line, legs, come out of the skirt and over the jacket. She has sort of bent knees like this. It standing on the box. So that means that this portion of her leg be shaped like this. Oh, that's not how feet connect to legs at all. That's not either. Feet connect to legs in some way. Also, that's not how leg... Okay, I'm undoing the entire leg. Okay, so... Let's see. Okay, let me actually work out this pose, what I'm doing. So like this. That leg is going to be back a little bit. She's standing on the back edge. Let's see, do I want the leg to be bent inwards? Yes, I do. And then the other leg is bent slightly towards the perspective of the viewer. Like this. Okay, so first thigh comes straight out, and the knee is bent slightly like that, which goes into the foot, balancing like this. I'll deal with the details of the foot later. And the second thigh is more straight on. Because I want her legs to be facing sort of inwards, so her knees need to be facing together. So her other leg is bent like that as well. There we go. Bit better. Alright. Ooh. That just made a strange sound. Okay. That's fairly good for the details. So now erase the cape line. That's behind her thigh. And now draw in the stockings. I'm gonna cut extraneous items like the Watson concoction and her stethoscope. Alright, yeah. And they start around mid-thigh, like this. Actually, wait, do they start around? No, they start slightly below cape height. Oops. Like this. And like that. And just for the sake of art, let's get some compression. Just a pixel's worth. Bit less on this side. That's a bit too extreme. Oop, that's not the tool that I wanted. There we go. That's better. Alright, and there is a band at the top of it, yes. So like that. Also, her knee should be a bit more defined. So like this. No. I keep clicking the fill bucket when I mean to select the eraser. That's... that still looks weird. Oh well. Well then, I can do away with the outline now, though. I believe. Oh, and I can bring back her hair. Alright, but the outline can disappear, yes. Alright, and I will actually make it disappear. Alright then. So let's go to her hair and erase all of the parts that fall behind the jacket. Like this. There we go. So now there's no overlap there. Let's go to her clothes and erase the arm parts that fall behind her jacket as well. Like that. Clean up these lines. Connect this properly. That. And there we go. That's the outline of Ame done. Oh, also. No, because that's not the final form of her feet. That's just the rough of it, because feet are difficult, and I don't care to finish that. But that's the general shape of Ame done. So now, I think I'm actually going to get the outline of... Sorry, there was a fly that's been buzzing around. Right. Yes. That is it for Ame for now. So, on to Gura. See, I would like to take the reference sheet that she had, because I just searched reference, and she showed one in her debut stream. However, the image is fairly small. Ah! Okay, that just played the video. Okay. Let's just open the image. Yes, it's a very small image. I can't see any detail with that. Alright. Let's see. This one is fine. Oh, there's two of them now. Two flies. let's open up an illustration on it. Or open up a picture, rather. Oh, once again, it's in a file type that Clip Studio Paint does not like to open. Let's see if I can't find the same image, but better. Nope. It's very difficult. This is turning out to be more challenging than actually drawing the image. My shoulder is also starting to hurt. Okay, there we go. I think I got it as a format that actually works. How difficult. There we go. Perfect. So, I also need to generate her pose. So, reclining, leaning sideways, and twisting, stretching arms on legs, one hand open. Okay, so if it's reclining, then she's gonna have to go on the far right so that she's leaning up against the wall. Which I can do. I'd planned on having her go in here since she's small enough that she wouldn't block the scythe. Although I could just have this be a wall, since I was sort of planning on this being an alley rather than a wall. But I think she'll just have to go here on the right. Or I could attempt to generate a new pose, which I think I will, since it's a bit difficult to fit her into the composition. Let's see. Kneeling, arms on head, hands apart, feeling tense. Interesting. I can do that. And she's even shorter, meaning that she'll interfere even less with Callie's scythe. That's pretty good. Alright then. Let's add some text in so that I can have visual reminders. Check. Okay, so new layer, grew a sketch. So, kneeling, arms on the head, hands apart, feeling tense. Okay, so that's sort of a clasping head in hands situation. Okay. Kneeling, not possible to do with this doll. Its joints don't do it. So I'm just going to have to abuse its sockets a little bit. Alright, or I could have it in a sort of sitting position and then sort of assume that the rest of the legs are just hidden. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay. So feeling tense. That's sort of a oh no pose. Ah, also range of motion on the elbows. Can't let... there we go. That sort of pose. But instead, if I let it go, it just looks like a praise the sun gesture. Perhaps I should have gotten a better one of these posing dolls. Oh, I just color picked the blank canvas again. Come on, joints. Stay where I left you. That's why. Because I twisted a bit too much. There we go. Now joints are where they should be. Perfect. Okay, so for the head, it will be, let's see, around here. Right, I color picked the canvas again. I set it so that I would remember it too. Okay, what's Gura's head shape? Very much softer, very rounder. That's too big. Right. Now sharpen that chin a little bit. There we go. And then looking upwards. Like this. Get that inner line out of the way. Right. So then, alright, I think I'm gonna keep the hood on. I like the hood, actually. I wish she'd wear it in more of her streams. Alright then, so, sort of coming out like that. And then her arms. Alright, let me just hold this in place with my left hand so that I can draw it. Okay. Oh! Almost fell over. Okay, so neck, neck. Oh. My cat just made a sound. It was very adorable. Shoulder into arm. Into arm coming back with hand on head. Back out. And then back to body. Okay. Now I'm going to do good old Amelia trick. And since this drawing is pretty symmetrical, I'm going to copy and paste. No, that's not how this works? Okay, cool. Okay. Cut. Ah, that's what it's doing. It's creating a new layer. Okay, so copy to. Sketch copy. Okay. And now I want to invert it. No, 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 no. Invert, no. Crop, deselect, shrink, no. Rotate, new tone. Oh, I'm out of my comfort zone. No. 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 Come on. Do something. Alright, guess I'm not doing the old Watson trick. Guess I'm not smart enough. Instead, I'll just draw another arm. Which is substantially shorter than the other one. Perhaps for my very first art piece, I should not have chosen to do a group shot. Alright, well, that'll do. And then her body shape is very well, not rectangle, but almost diamond. So, because of her heavy jacket, her body shape is not very visible. Like this. Okay. So then we get 2 knees. She should probably be a bit lower. Let's do that. Maybe a bit closer to Callie then, so that she's not completely hidden. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, so jacket should be a bit longer, because, let's see. Let me just do some comparisons. Her torso's, let's see, so where's her waistline on this picture? Probably around here. Something like that. Because oh no. Your hands So actually it's around here then? I should probably stop attempting to apply real anatomy to this. I'm just going to say her hip line is around here. That's probably a bit too high. Mid-pocket. Mid-pocket seems about right. So that's around here. Yes. So that's around where hip line is, which means that this should move down more. I have made her jacket slightly too short. Shouldn't go out that much. So around here then? No. Around here, because it also goes in like that. What noise are you making? Oh, it says ear. Okay, so sort of like that then. So then thighs, yes, they are around here. There's one thigh, there's the other thigh slightly hidden. Alright, Gore's probably going to be the easiest one to draw, honestly. That's the sketch done. So then, let me just get the details in on her head, and then I think I might call it there, because my shoulder's starting to make some popping noises, which is probably not a good thing. Okay, so once again, sketch, go transparent. Let's laser focus in on Gore's head. So, new layer. Name the layer. Let's see. What am I actually going to be doing on this layer? Probably hair and hat. Alright then, so. I want the inside of the mouth. And then the ring around that. Okay. Generally going fairly well. There. Alright. So that's the outside of the ring. What's that? Okay. Alright. And then the sort of top portion of it. Let's see, the shark ears come out, or not shark ears, shark fins come out around here. Like that. it's connected to the main hat. That. Okay. And it sort of merges into the lip line and the base here. Okay. Let's give it a bit more of that sort of shape. Smaller eraser. Even smaller eraser. Okay. Yeah, that's the hat. Connects in fairly smoothly. It just has like a bit of a ridge on it. So then we have the two dots here and here, and then an eye, and some gills. Okay, that's basically the same details, but they look slightly wrong. Perfect. Just how the rest of this is. Okay, so now time for hair. She has a lot of hair stuffed inside that hat. But she is also looking up. So her eyes are fairly high. They're going to be around here, so we won't see much of that hair. So this will be the hairline. Let's see. And it also comes down here. Yes. Like this. Okay, but it doesn't curve inwards quite so much. More like this. And this. But again, since it's an upwards perspective, it won't be matching exactly. So it'll be more like that. Oh no, her hair comes straight out of the hat. So like this. Yes. Okay. And then for the bottom of the hair, sort of spikes around like this. Back up into the hat. Okay. The hat really should have its own layer, but it's too late now. I lied. There we go. So like that. And her bangs are choppy, so let's just get a couple of gaps in here. So then I have the up into the top of the hat. Like this. She doesn't really have any flat bangs. They're all spiked. Or no, they are flat. They are all flat. Never mind. It's a sort of flat line, but it's more curved. It's a curved flat line. However that makes sense. So let's curve that flat line. Make it slightly oblong, or slightly non-Euclidean is actually a fairly good way to phrase it. Because, as some people may know, non-Euclidean simply means anything built on a curved surface and has nothing to do with elder gods or anything of the sort. And let's just get one strand of hair coming out like that, as it does in the artwork. Okay, and also a couple bits of hair coming out of the base of her hat. Very, very messy hair. Ooh, too much, too much. Very long, too. A lot longer than you'd expect it to be. This is mainly going to be behind her shoulder, so it's not super necessary to draw it all in. Maybe some of it can go in front. But that's basically it. So let me get her face on a new layer. Layer settings, change name. Gura face. So, what shape are her eyes? Ooh, very heavy lines on the top. So heavy and then cut in. And then flat on the bottom. Okay, let's... Ooh. I'm just gonna up the brush size for this to darken the top of her eyes. And then drop it a little bit to get the fade into the thinner line. Yeah. Oh, does Ami not have eyebrows? I don't think she does. Yeah, nope. That's why her face looked so weird. Okay, that's fine. I'll get eyebrows on her. So Gura has thin eyebrows that are actually hidden underneath her hair. Interesting. And unusual. Let me actually just pick that color, because it's like a very light blue. And I can get that on her face. Face below hair and hat. shorter eyebrows. This, and like that. There we go. Okay, and so there'll just be like little dots of eyebrows coming in from behind the hair. Right then. So, let's get the eye shape. Okay. Outline of the pupil in black. Flat base. Oh, like this. Like this. Flat base. Okay, so, let's redo. Y, Control Y. Why is it Y? Okay. There's just something fundamentally wrong about her eye shape. So I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm not sure what it is. It's something to do with the perspective. And maybe they were sort of just too close together. Maybe too small was also the issue. Oh, that's the problem. They're supposed to be slanted downwards in the middle. Like this. Okay. That looks a bit better, maybe? Won't know until it's too late. That looks fairly accurate now. Okay. That's better. Alright, very small pupils. Like, see, have her looking slightly up. Little Tetris blocks in her eyes. My cat might be moving, so things could be getting a little messy soon. And again, like most Hololive members, the top color and the bottom color of her eye are slightly different. I feel like if I knew hotkeys for this program, I'd be a lot more efficient. Just the ability to create a new layer with the press of a button. And maybe be able to enter the name of it as I did so as well. That would be wonderful. Alright. Let's just get that from the center so that we can do the top part of her eye. Because I want to be able to blend this without worrying about getting any of the background in it as well. Because her eyes are sort of just two colors if I do it like this. Well, I guess I could blend a pixel at a time, just like I'm doing with the rest of this artwork. Alright. Brush size 1 pixel. Oh, that's not even doing anything. Can I make the intensity a bit more? No. Brush size 2 pixels. Come on. Is this not doing anything? What is happening? Come on, blur. Blur things. Okay. Yeah, it is just the brush size. Okay. I'm just gonna do this and then recolor in the pupil. Although this does give her fairly haunting blank eyes. Oh, that's vaguely horrifying. Okay. No, that worked better than I thought it would. Alright. And the less than a pixel nose. Does it mention what facial expression she should have? Feeling tense. That seems like it could be an open-mouthed scream. Let's see if I can't get some references for what Gar's face can look like. Ah, yes, and this will also be a perfect chance to show her teeth as well. Okay, I don't think this is an official face that she can actually make, but I do really like that sort of facial expression. So I'm gonna do that. Ha. And then just get the bottom of her face in here. Oh, her mouth is too high up. Oh. I remembered it was Control Y. Let's redo. If I just follow the line that it's already set. Alright, where on her mouth is her face? It's low. Okay. So sort of like that. Yeah. Get rid of the sketch real quick. Yeah, that looks about right. All right. So then, I think that's about where I'm going to end it for now. I have 3 major sketches done. I've colored in most of Callie. I just need to get Ina in, and you know what? I'm gonna give Ame eyebrows before I leave. Let's get her official image back in so that I can just color pick those eyebrows. Very small eyebrows. Let's see, do those show over her hair? They don't. Interesting. Oh. I don't think Ame's eyebrows should be a part of Gura's hair. Okay, where on her face do they start? Around the same level as her eyes, okay. So... like that. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to erase the parts of her face that are hidden by hair so that she looks even slightly better. More better. Let's also give her an ear. Just for fun. Oop. What do ears look like again? They go behind the head. Behind the curve of the head. Okay. So her jawline is a bit too wide there, I think. That's probably why she looked weird. Her jawline was too wide. That's already so much better. Alright, and the other ear is hidden behind her hair. Okay. That's a bit better. Hallie's scythe is honestly probably the best part of this drawing that I've done. Oh, poor Kiara, though. Looks like a deflated... She just looks deflated. Alright. Do not save. Alright. Yeah, I will save that. And now I shall end. Good day, and enjoy your life.